Hello, my friends. Welcome back to Tittle Tattle Tarot. It's Georgie. And on the table helping me today, I have the Sweet Curious Creatures Tarot. And they're going to help me with a reading regarding a dog called Bubba, a 10-year-old golden Labrador retriever. And he was a vital witness in a murder. And you don't really need to know the details. I'm sure that many of you will know all about the Alex Murdoch murder trial. But we don't need to know the fine details of this one. It's just basically Bubba's little part in it. Well, it wasn't a little part. It was a big part in all of this. Alex Murdoch, he shot his wife and his son. His wife was Maggie and his son was Paul. And all this was basically over money, greed, greed, money, a very narcissistic man. And yeah, he thought he could get away with murder, but no, he didn't. And Bubba helped put the nail in the coffin. So yeah, so there he is. His wife and his son have been shot at the family kennels. This is a very wealthy family. Well, I think that their money was dwindling, and this was the reason for the murders. You know, trying to get some insurance money. But on the surface of it, a very wealthy, very influential family. And I think Alex Murdoch thought that he was untouchable. So he shoots his wife and his son, and says, no, I wasn't anywhere near the kennels. And all this happened in 2021. And by 2022, July of 2022, he's actually been arrested for murder. And it all went to trial very recently. But this doggy, he's dropped him in it. And, you know, Alex Murdoch is now doing life and good riddance. But the doggy's testimony actually helped put him in prison. So what did the doggy do? Well, basically, the Murdoch family, they had these kennels, and the son, Paul, had been looking after a friend's chocolate Labrador, and he'd done a Snapchat video of the chocolate Labrador in the kennel, I suppose, just to send to his friend, just to say, you know, like, your dog is okay, that kind of thing, just sort of videoing his friend's dog. And while he's videoing his friend's dog, Bubba creates a little bit of a ruckus. And I think he's got a bird or something, and it causes Alex Murdoch to shout out, "Bubba, no," or some words to those effect, or "Bubba, drop it," or something like that. And of course, he puts himself exactly at the scene of the murder because Paul is shot minutes later. So well done, Bubba. So I want to know what Bubba's relationship is with, first of all, Maggie Murdoch, who is his owner, really. Bubba was her dog. So what was Bubba's relationship like with Maggie Murdoch, who was killed that night as well? Queen of Cups, absolutely adored her. And what about Paul Murdoch, the son who was at the kennels that night doing the Snapchat? Two of Cups. Okay, yeah, they weren't quite as close. And what about Alex Murdoch? Okay, so he was a real mummy's boy, this dog. This dog was Maggie Murdoch's dog. He was her Velcro dog, I reckon. She absolutely adored him. He adored her. They were just like inseparable. I would say that these two just had the best relationship, you know, the tightest relationship. She was very, very attached to her dog, and he to her. With Paul, I don't think that their relationship, Bubba's and Paul's, was as tight. You know, I think that you know, that union wasn't there. He had the union. I think that this dog was very much a one-person dog, and that person was Maggie. And this union in reverse, I mean, that looks like a bad card. You know, you'd say, oh, this way up is very good, you know. But no, I don't see it as bad, but I just see it as he was fine. You know, Paul would feed him and, you know, look after him and probably walk him, but he was Maggie's dog. And, you know, there wasn't that emotional bond between him and Paul. It was all Maggie. And then I asked about Alex Murdoch. Well, no, I mean, he would rather rather not look at him. He'd rather not be around him. And Alex Murdoch is in prison. Just to sort of say that with these swords. No, he didn't want anything to do with Alex Murdoch. And this got like sort of kind of cruelness to it, this card. Not traditionally, but I see that as, you know, the man who didn't look at the dog, didn't take care of its needs, wasn't interested. He'd be the kind of dog, the kind of man that would just, you know, well, it's a dog. It's just a dog. So yeah, and Bubba picked up on that. He wasn't at all fond of Alex Murdoch. He was fine with Paul, but Paul wasn't his main person. He was Maggie's dog. So how did Bubba feel that night in that kennel when he grabbed that bird? Did he sense something was going down? Because dogs have a tremendous sense of, you know, impending excitement, impending doom. They just seem to know, don't they? They have that sixth sense that something's going to happen. And he happened to grab a bird, which made Alex Murdoch say, you know, Bubba, drop it, or whatever it was. And then his voice is caught on this Snapchat video. You don't see him, but you clearly hear him. So what did Bubba feel that night? What were Bubba's feelings that night? Worlds in reverse. Worlds in reverse, yeah. He's got his Queen of Cups on his mind. You know, she's Queen of Wands. This is the woman that he's passionate about, this dog. And he just senses something is going down. That night, his owner, Maggie, and Paul, who was taking the Snapchat video, would be shot. And he just knew the end of his world was coming. And dogs know, don't they? You know, gosh, you've only got to sort of stand up and you're thinking of taking your dog for a walk and it knows. How does it know? You stand up. How many times during a day do you stand up? But they know that one time that you're going to stand up and take them for a walk. This dog knew, he could smell something was going to happen, was going to go down. He knew it was like the end of the world here. So did you create a distraction, Bubba? Did you want Alex to talk? Did you deliberately create a distraction? Is that what it was? You're a clever dog. Is that what you did? You created a distraction because you knew that this man here, this disinterested man would shout at you, because that's the kind of person he was, a shouty person. Is that what you did, Bubba? Yeah. You wanted to put the spotlight. This is so good. Bubba wanted to put the spotlight, shine the light on the fact that Alex was there. And so, you know, he created a kerfuffle. He caught a bird or whatever he did. And Alex had to shout at him to release the bird or drop the bird. But he put a spotlight on where Alex actually was. And Alex had said, no, I wasn't anywhere near the kennels. Well, it's all recorded. You may not actually see him, but this clever dog just knew that something was going down. And he just wanted to protect his Queen of Cups. His Queen of Cups. This is all about Maggie, protecting her from this man here who was just the disinterested. Look how this horse is turning away, just not interested. I'm not interested. It doesn't mean that, the Eight of Cups, but this is what I'm getting. Oh, I don't stroke dogs. Look, hands across the eye. I don't look at dogs. I don't stroke them. They're just dogs. You know, they're... Eight of Swords doesn't mean that, but this is the feeling that I'm getting from that. Look how powerful that image is. I don't put my hands out to dogs and I don't look at them. They're nothing to me. They're not important. And he could sense that the end of the world was coming. You know, he just could smell. He could smell that something was wrong. The fear. He could probably smell something on Alex, that just the sweat, the adrenaline. He just knew that something was wrong and that he needed to protect primarily this woman here, the woman that he was passionate about, his Queen of Cups, but also this one here, because although Paul wasn't his number one person, Paul looked after him. And, you know, although he wasn't his number one looker after her, he wanted to protect Paul as well. And the way that he did it, he created a distraction so that Alex Murdoch would shout at him, and it put the sunlight on it. It shone a light Alex was where he said he wasn't, just moments before his son and his wife were shot. So there you go. There you go. Good old Bubba. And it was this small Snapchat video featuring this lovely dog that helped. It wasn't the main thing that got Alex locked up, but my God, did that help. If you don't know anything about this trial and about Alex Murdoch, look it up and find out the whole sordid situation all over money and greed and narcissism and God knows what. Horrible, horrible man. And well, he's where he belongs now. And I believe that the dog is being very nicely cared for by like a housekeeper, I think, somebody like that, who is absolutely loving the dog and is taking care of Bubba. Rightly so. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. Take care. And until next time, bye-bye.